All right, welcome to DevOps Days Kansas City. Are you ready to learn? Wait, I didn't hear that. Are you ready to learn? Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. And I want you to wake up the startups in the building here this morning. Are you ready to learn? That's better. My name is Blythe, and I'll be kicking off things for you this morning. So this morning, we all walked into this school together. This particular school is actually laid out very similar to the middle school that I attended. Perhaps on the way in, you were reminded of fond memories of growing up or learning something. So maybe it's the lockers, maybe it's the classrooms or the auditorium. But one memory that I had was on my first back-to-school night in middle school. We had an auditorium that was very similar to the layout of this. There was a keynote speaker that night who had been a familiar voice on the radio in my hometown. His talk that night has stuck with me to this day, and his message was this: learn something new every day, which seems appropriate for an event like this. It also seems appropriate as advice going forward from this day, that you learn something new every day. Because few things are static. Since we met as a conference last year, many of you are likely doing new things where you work. And I hope what we're providing is a yearly checkpoint that you can reference in your head as you continue to learn throughout your life. So since we're in school, I'm going to jump right into your assignments. Your first assignment is to introduce yourself to someone that you don't know today. Next, ignore your coworkers. No, I'm serious. You talk every day, and you can catch up on Friday. We specifically moved to the middle of the week this year, so you'll have the opportunity to debrief with your team when you go back to work on Friday. Next, relax. People are going to tell you some awesome stories on stage here today, but I want you to remember that people are showing you their highlight reel. And let's be honest, you're comparing that to your blooper reel in your head. So let's talk to them. Chances are that they can relate to the issues that you're having and may have some insight on how you can get through those issues. The great thing about DevOps Days is the hallway track. Those unexpected discussions could be one of the biggest things that you take away from this experience. So continue your open space discussions after open spaces are over. Ask the speakers about the things that they presented on. I've heard that the main reason that people present at conferences is because they want to have conversations about things that they're interested in. They just told you something that they're interested in. Ask them about what the content of their talk was. Don't be a jerk. We won't tolerate it. We have a code of conduct. If you see something, say something. Please let an organizer know if you observe any issues. We have organizer on the back of our shirt. So there are times that people don't even know that they're being offensive, and a simple conversation is going to take care of things. There's other times that we're going to need to address things another way. We have physical security here to keep everyone safe, but the best possible result is not to be a jerk in the first place. Join the conversation on Twitter. We have 3 hashtags we'd like you to use. First, culture of learning. This hashtag we haven't used before, but it's specific to this event for us. Next, DevOps KC friends, for all those selfies you'll be taking with your new friends and old friends that you haven't seen in a while. So let's get that trending. And finally, the tried and true DevOps Days KC. So finally, share what you learned back at your company. The goal of the DevOps KC community is to provide an opportunity to make all the technical businesses in KC places that people want to work. So you've chosen on some level to be here today to learn something to take back and improve your company. But also share with the community. Join us for the monthly meetup. November will be at Valerum downtown, and we're still working out the details, and we should announce that soon. But you can find us on meetup.devopskc.com. You can invite yourself to the conversation on Slack at slack.devopskc.com. And there's, of course, a channel for this conference on that Slack. And if you want to find videos of any past meetups or last year's conference, Maybe you're starting to see the pattern here. That would be found at videos.devopskc.com. So the DevOps KC community continues to grow each year. Over 1,000 people making up that community, including all of you. So applause. And this conference has gotten bigger each year. This year, we have over double the amount of people that we had 2 years ago. Applause. So we obviously have quite a few new people joining us. If this is your first DevOps Days, please raise your hand. Yeah. Awesome. Applause. Since the first DevOps Days in Ghent, Belgium in 2009, there have been over 230 DevOps Days events worldwide. Applause. With over 70 scheduled for this year alone, I'm starting to think that this DevOps thing might actually take off. Good. That first conference got its start after Patrick Dubois in Ghent, Belgium, had seen Paul Hammond and John Allspaw in California, USA, talk about dev and ops cooperation at Velocity 2009. Someone said to Patrick, why don't you just create a Velocity in Belgium? So he did. He used the name DevOps because it was shorter than Agile System Administration Conference. And DevOps has been defined, or interestingly not defined, by practitioners since the beginning. It's been the people that actually do the work. So I personally go back to Allspaw and Hammond's talk from time to time. 10 deploys per day is still a milestone that many of us are trying to hit. But the core of their talk was actually about culture and cooperation. They listed 4 core things, and those were respect, trust, a healthy attitude about failure, and avoiding blame. Which sounds simple, right? Unfortunately, fundamentals are never that simple. So that's why we're here, back in school, to learn the fundamentals. So where can you find the program? First, on DevOpsDays KC.org, and then click on Program. You'll see a detailed list of what we have in store for you today. The Wi-Fi will be DevOpsDays KC. There's no password. You'll likely see quite a few other Wi-Fis, but this is the one that we're providing. We also have an app. The app is called Attendify. Should be in your favorite app stores. The event code for the app is DevOpsDays KC, and that's all in caps. So you can go ahead and download it now. I'll wait. Oh, actually, yeah, download it. So while you're downloading that, does anyone remember what that first rule that I said was? Yeah? Introduce yourself to someone you don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out for myself right now while you're downloading the app. So let's see. I see a lot of faces I do know, but I see quite a few people I don't know yet. So let's see. I don't know if we've met. My name is Aaron.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri? Oh, good to meet you. Where do you work?
Centene.
Centene? I work at NAIC. Yeah, nice to meet you. And I hope to meet all of you over the course of these 2 days. You getting the apps downloaded? I noticed that you guys are introducing yourselves to each other, and I think that's great. We're going to bring that to a close and continue to introduce yourself to people over the course of the next 2 days. So now I'm going to take a couple minutes and walk through the schedule so that you can get the most out of our 2 days together. For the morning, we have a couple of talks. We have a break. Then we have another couple talks. It's pretty standard for a conference. We love your feedback to help us improve. The first place you can give us feedback is in the app. So right now, since you just downloaded the app, you can go to the schedule. Then you can click on the opening ceremony, which will bring you to a page where you can click on Rate Now. And then you can rate and provide feedback and submit. We do want to get your feedback for each of the speakers throughout the day, and this is the best way to do that. But we want your feedback in all forms. So if you don't download the app, we've brought the boxes back from last year. I see some people laughing at me. The boxes are by the exits. I will personally read all of the feedback from today before I get here tomorrow so that we can make game time decisions and make the conference better for you in real time, because we're all about continuous improvement. So yeah, these will be in various places throughout the conference. You can also use your DevOpsDays KC notebook and pen that we provided throughout the conference to jot something down and tear it off and throw it in those boxes. We don't have power strips to each of the chairs, obviously, so these notebooks, they're always on. By show of hands, who feels like they're new to DevOps? Okay. A few less hands than we had for new to DevOps Days conference. So there's a perfect chance for you to take your first notes in those notebooks. Here are 3 books that are great to get started for different reasons. The first book is The Phoenix Project, and it shows that what we do is interesting, at least interesting enough to write a novel about it. The second one is the DevOps Handbook, which is a how-to manual with tons of real-world examples that you can take back to your company and improve things. And the third one is Accelerate, which shows that there's an actual mathematical correlation to the things that we're talking about in DevOps and the happiness of the workers that actually do that work. Okay, for lunch, we have Joe's Kansas City. Applause. That's going to happen downstairs. We're not going to let you go down the stairs that you came up. Instead, you're going to need to go out and around these hallways to these other stairs and go downstairs, and then come back around. And there are 2 tables. There are 2 tables that you'll grab food from, and then you'll take that down to where breakfast was, where we have the tables set up for lunch. So for any of the breaks, we will play the bells to let you know that there's a few minutes to get to your seat. And then we're likely going to shut the doors and give you a tardy slip if you're not in here. Just kidding. So can I get some of the bells so we can hear them? We got the bells? We'll get bells. We'll hear the bells randomly sometime before I'm done, and then you'll know what the bells sound like. After lunch, we're going to come back to Ignites. Ignites are 5-minute auto-advancing rapid-fire talks, and we have a lot of them. We plan to expose you to a lot of ideas very quickly. So I need 3 volunteers to do Ignite karaoke, and it's best if one of the people are not from Kansas City. So come find myself or Tom before lunch is over, and after Ignites, we're going to have one more talk. Then comes the part of the conference where we turn the organizing over to you. I've been amazed the last 2 years of how you just figure out a way to self-organize for open spaces. So we're also adding a new thing this year, which are workshops that'll happen during open spaces. So first I want to talk about open spaces. We have an idea market, both in the real world, down in the gym where the lunch is. There's some easels, and you can write up your ideas, and then if someone else has an idea that you were going to write up there, you can vote on it, or you can just vote in general. We also have the electronic world on the app, and what I want you to do is simply write your idea for an open space on the activity wall, and then there's a little heart, if you want to vote on someone else's. Bert's going to collate all the ideas, and then we'll do open spaces based on what has the most interest. So have your ideas in by the end of lunch, and we'll announce them when open spaces are ready to start. So open spaces are going to give you the opportunity to have many conversations. Here's a popular word in DevOps right now. It's simply a command that you run to interact with Kubernetes. Obviously, this word is pronounced kubectl, because that's the cutest possible way to say it. And this word is pronounced GIF, since you can obviously see that extra crunchy G right there. And I know some of you like tabs, and others of you like spaces. But what about mixing tabs and spaces? If you see a tab that's that old, don't drink it. It's not good. Likely you disagree with something I've just said. I'm not even sure I agree with telling these stupid jokes. But as I say each year, it is okay to disagree. It's not okay to be disrespectful. Open spaces should be a discussion, so try to make sure that you're also listening in addition to contributing. There are 4 rules to open spaces. Whoever comes are the right people. Whatever happens is the only thing that could have. Whenever it starts is the right time. Whenever it's over, it's over. There's also the law of 2 feet, which states, if during the course of the gathering, any person finds themselves in a situation where they're neither learning nor contributing, they can go someplace more productive. So if you sit down and you find out that this is not for you, this discussion, there are other discussions, go become part of those discussions. Workshops are new this year. There's a link to the Sign Up Genius in the app. They might already all be full from the emails that we sent out ahead of time. All workshops will be on the first floor in the classrooms over in this direction of the building, and they're marked in yellow on the map on the app. They are first signed up, first served, and you can line up at the door of the workshop, and if the people that signed up are tardy by 5 minutes, then you can take one of the seats. Then we come back here to the auditorium for the closing. Then we'll end the day with the evening event, which will include food, drinks, video games, a photo booth, a GIF photo booth, and DJ Double L downstairs in the gym in this building. We're also going to have Betty Ray's ice cream in the north parking lot. So use this opportunity tonight to discuss ideas and share successes and failures with others. Scene Merch is back. And this incredible local company is amazing to work with. And these are our best shirts yet. So you're going to have choices on the colors and the designs. So you're going to get to custom tailor a shirt to yourself. You want to make your selections on a piece of paper in 1B, which is the classroom over here. And you don't have to wait. You actually drop that off, and you can pick up the shirts later in the day. And if you're local, I want you to talk to them about possibly doing your events in the future. A huge thank you to our organizers. Applause. We started planning these 2 days over 10 months ago. And over that time, we've made hundreds of decisions together. These people are amazing. If you see them, please tell them thank you. All of us have other jobs and do the organizing of this event as volunteers on our own time. So please be patient with us. We are still learning. If something is not right, let us know, and we're going to try our best to make it right. For the job board this year, we have a job postings channel in Slack. We would also love to hear stories of where you have found job connections from working with the DevOps KC community. And another huge thank you goes to our sponsors. Applause. Without them, we would not have this conference here today. They helped fund things like the food, the party, the venue, and many of the other things. So please stop by their booths throughout the day, and I'm sure they're going to have some fun things that they'd be willing to give you. Please silence your cell phones. Let's keep the noise down and be respectful of the speakers. We happen to have the honor of being the same day as All Day DevOps, which is a worldwide DevOps streaming conference. One of our speakers has already broadcast this morning, and she'll be kicking us off tomorrow. Also, one of our organizers has already broadcast this morning, Dan Barker, and he should be arriving from his broadcast soon. Right now, we're about to have Matthew Beckman take the stage as we live stream his talk to DevOps enthusiasts worldwide. But not just yet. We got a couple minutes. We have to start that one right at 9:30. So with that, one more time, welcome to DevOps Days Kansas City. Okay, I'm going to put that app information up one more time so you can download that app. You should have a few minutes to download that and introduce yourself to someone else, and then we're going to get set up for this live stream out to, I don't know, 100 million people or something like that. About, roughly.